Hi guys, welcome to the Oh Honey podcast. I'm Raley.
And I'm Reagan. And this week we're just going to do a little get to know me. Super easy going. We're just going to ask each other some kind of like icebreaker questions so y'all can get to know us. And we're just going to have fun with it. And we hope that you guys stick around to enjoy it with us.
Yeah.
Okay?
All right, who's going first? I have a dog hair in my mouth.
Okay. I'll go.
Okay.
We're just going to get right to the nitty gritty. Okay?
Oh, okay.
Where was the most embarrassing place you've ever farted?
Wow. Really jumping in.
Get to know us.
Okay. Yeah.
We're modest people, but we're not shy people. So.
Well, we want people to watch this podcast.
I think they will. Everybody farts. It's a bodily function.
Okay. I feel like it's been a while since I've had an oopsie in public.
A little oopsie daisy. A little slipsy.
You know, yeah. But probably when I was doing gymnastics, I was on the bars and I did me a little
Swoopsie daisy.
And yeah, when I came back and that bar hit my stomach, you know, she just took the back door. She just exited.
She said, I'm out of here.
She left. And I feel like that was probably one of the worst because it was known. And there was no denying
Did it echo?
Well, I mean, no, but everybody else was waiting in line for their turn at the bars. So
They were like, that's okay. Actually, I think I'm going to go
I'm
over here.
going to go to the other set. So probably then. What was yours?
Oh, geez. Probably the one time we were at your softball practice.
Oh, yeah.
And Three Springs. That's a memorable place for me. This was the one time, too, that my dad did not have my back. So I was probably like 10, 12. And
15.
No, definitely not 15.
You weren't that old.
But I was sitting on the bleachers, like the top row of the bleachers, and my dad was standing like behind the bleachers, but next to me. They didn't have like the fence or anything, so he was standing right next to me, but he wasn't sitting down, and I was the only person on the bleachers. And that
Not
urge,
wood bleachers.
No, metal for
Yeah.
sure. And the urge just hit me, and there was no denying it. There was no stopping it.
When she was ready.
She was ready.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so I rattled one off. And it rattled off of those bleachers. And my dad, I looked at him and he looked at me. And I was like, oh, Dad, that was not me. And my dad was like, you're the only one on the bleachers. So I don't know.
All of us that were practicing softball, we were all like, okay, ready? Burn. Oh my God.
Are we done?
Everybody took a look.
And my dad, like the fact that he wasn't like, yeah, that was
It's
me.
okay,
Sorry.
yeah.
I was just like, so embarrassed. It was a horrifying moment. I don't know why the Lord did that to me, laid that on me
At that time
at that
in your
moment. Because
Well,
they're
he
like
was
I'm
just
saying, you know
teaching
what I'm
you
talking about. There,
humility.
yeah. Oh, he did it.
He
I was
humbled you real quick.
quickly. So now I am very cautious.
Yes, when she feels that urge.
Oh my gosh, I'm cautious of my
her
seat.
surroundings.
Oh yeah, that was.
Is it gonna echo?
I don't know. Will it take it? Yeah, that was horrible. So that's a little a story to
That's hilarious.
break the ice for you.
Get to know us.
Yeah.
Okay. On to the next one. Mine's not as in-depth as yours. Okay. Who is one celebrity you would want to be friends with?
Luke Bryan.
Okay. Tell me why.
I've always loved Luke Bryan. I was obsessed. Actually, funny story. Whenever I was younger, I had this goal. Okay, that I was going, and I never did it, but I thought about it a lot. I was going to decorate my room in so much Luke Bryan stuff.
You were going to get his attention?
I was going to get on Ellen. And then Ellen was going to surprise me.
With him?
Yeah. It didn't happen. But I did. I had my mind set that that's what I was going to do.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I didn't know that about you.
Yes. It was a goal of mine that I never achieved. But
Oh,
so
dang.
Luke, if you're watching this, I'd love to meet you.
She would.
He was actually my first concert I ever really remember going to. We went to Dixie Chicks, but I apparently fell asleep.
I didn't.
So it must not have been too interesting. I was conked.
No, I was pumped up to the Dixie Chicks.
Yeah, not me.
I love the Dixie Chicks.
But I went to a Luke Bryan concert. That was literally the best night of my life. I went to a Luke Bryan concert. We rode there in a limo and back. First
Who
time
was this with?
Tim.
Oh,
Katie and Ashley.
Yeah.
We rode there in a limo and back. I'd never ridden in a limo before, so I was like,
You were uptown.
bougie.
Oh,
Let's get this party
shoot.
started.
Okay.
He surprised us with that. So we got to the concert.
So you thought you were going to meet Luke.
Oh my gosh. No, I was just in heaven that we were even going, and it was at the amphitheater in Indiana, and we were up in the grassy area, like in the grassy knoll, where you couldn't hardly see him if you didn't have binoculars.
Well, that's
And
fine.
then this security guard came up to my Uncle Tim and was like, I've got 4 tickets. Like, y'all go on down there. Go down to the front. And there was a lot of us, so we had to kind of like rotate with going down there.
Yeah.
But we got to go down. It wasn't front row, but we got to go down close to the stage.
Oh
And
my
so I went down
gosh.
there, and he started singing.
Did you have skid marks?
No, but I cried. Every,
Oh, you were one of those.
Oh my gosh. I was just so starstruck. I was probably like 12, 13 maybe.
I feel like I remember y'all going to that.
Yes. So we went down there, and he started singing Drink a Beer. So I was boo-hooing. I mean, uncontrollably crying. Like,
Oh my
could
gosh.
not even catch my breath. So whatever. So then the concert ended. We rode back home in a limo. And when I got home, when we got back to Tim's house, Dad had Bentley, our pet pig, waiting for me when we
what a
got back
night.
home. So I got
What
my
a night it was.
yes, I got my pet pig.
Same
When,
night.
yep,
that you
when
saw
I
Luke
got home.
Bryan.
But let me tell you, talk about cloud 9. Wow.
That was Reagan.
I don't think nothing will ever top that night because that was fantastic.
Well, maybe one day you'll get to
meet him.
Get to meet him.
Man, I would love that. But so I would love to hang out with him because he is freaking hilarious.
Yeah, he is.
I
funny.
think he would be so much
he would
fun
be a hoot.
to hang
Yeah.
out with. Like Luke and I watch his hunting videos all the time. Like the one,
the Izzy down.
that one, and there's
Sends
one
me.
where he shoots, and you can literally, he goes, I smoked him. And you can literally see the dust fly where he hit the ground.
He's confident.
Literally, I was like, that's me.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I smoked him.
Got him.
Not even close.
That's
Who would you want to hang out with?
Honestly, probably Luke Bryan too.
He seems so genuine and down to earth. He seems like so much
I know,
fun
he
to
just
hang out
seems
with.
funny.
I think he would be freaking hilarious.
Yeah, I can't think of anyone else that.
No, I mean, I think Jason Aldean would be neat.
Yeah.
Really, any country artist I think would be so much fun to hang out with, just because like that's what we relate to a lot.
I just feel like we would laugh a lot with
Yes,
with Luke.
hunting, fishing, living every day.
Loving every day.
Loving
yes.
every day.
Yes. Come on.
Okay, what is the most? This kind of goes hand in hand for me. I don't know about you. What is the most embarrassing moment in your entire childhood? I don't know. I guess for me, I could say it's not embarrassing because I wish I had a witness that could testify for me. Because Raley and Reed and literally my whole family loves to roast me over this story when none of them were there except for Reed. But so I have always aspired to be a singer.
Yes, she
still
has.
to this day.
She has.
And I was in my bedroom and I was practicing the national anthem.
No, I remember this. I witnessed it with my own 2 eyes.
No, you did not.
Yes, I did.
No, you didn't, Rayla, because I was in my bedroom.
I know,
Had
and the
my-
door was cracked.
It was open.
Okay. Even better. I could see you even better.
No, you didn't, because I would see you standing there.
No, because you were
No.
too honed in on.
I was trying to practice the
Ooh,
national
that's
anthem
so-
because God gave me the right to be born in this country, and I love America. I was I am
She was
a
proud to be an American.
USA. USA. I am a proud American, and I was practicing the song of my country. And
What was your plan behind that? Like, did you just like that song? Did you? Because we used to have to listen to that in morning
no, we didn't.
at school.
No,
In Alvaton, yes, we did.
we said the pledge. We had to sing it in choir.
Oh, well, maybe that was before your time, but no, we used to. There was 2 songs that they used to play at Alvaton.
My old Kentucky home.
Yes, because I remember standing in Miss Ryder's class listening to that every morning.
Well, anywho, my goal with that was I was practicing for the day that I got to sing at like an NFL game or something with Luke Bryan. I was going to be ready. I was going to be prepared. I was going to know every word of that song, and I was not going to mess up. So I was standing there singing it in my mirror. Duh. And my door was open to my left here, and I can see Reed crawling across my floor going to the other side of my bed. So I was like, okay, he's in here to make he's in here to make fun of me, so let's give him something to make fun of. So I was like, what's so proud? Like, and belted it out.
I will agree with Reed. I will agree with Reed.
Says
That
the one
you were
who
just getting
was not there. No. I literally I can see him
pretty
right
sure I
now
was there.
crawling across my floor around to the other side of my bed. So I was like, this guy doesn't know that I saw him. Okay, here we go. Here we go.
But you always did like to
Sing. Yes, I'm very passionate about singing.
When
Even though I can't, I'm passionate.
I know, but she would set up or no, I guess we had a laptop then. On Dad's computer, she would just YouTube Eminem lyrics and sit in front of the computer and just spit these lyrics.
And still to this day.
And still, she can sing every word to every Eminem song.
And still to this day. So thank you.
That's a talent.
Yeah, I like to
that
consider
no one
that a
knows
nice.
that you have.
Yeah, I am a big Eminem fan. Love him.
Yeah.
Listen to him when I work
If-
out. It just really gets me pumped.
I don't.
I mean, like, how do you not get pumped?
I know. I know. No, I do like it. I told you that the other day. I said, I'm trying to. I listen to a lot of worship music. I just really
I
love
do too.
worship music.
Mine's totally different
I've-
into the
I
spectrum.
got 2 moods. Well, I got 3. I got Morgan Wallen, worship, and then
Eminem.
or something along those lines.
Yep.
And I told you, I said, when I was working out, I turned on Eminem and I was just bumping.
Yeah, because she used to dog me. 'Cause
And
she
then
was like, oh my gosh,
after-
this is what you listen to? And I was like, girl, you just don't even know. It gets you in the zone.
Yes, it did. And then after, I turned on my worship music because I'm trying to,
Lord, forgive me.
yes, not listen to
Yes.
such music as much.
Yes.
Because I do love my worship music, but
Oh, that's all I ever
I
listen to when I get in
cannot
my
be
car.
pumping the iron when I'm worship.
No.
When I'm
I
trying to
love
listen to
worship music, but it's so hard to work out to it just because, like, a lot of them are slower and
Well,
Eminem
and the
just
ones that
really
are,
gets
the ones
you
that
in
are, I know, the ones that are hyped up like worship music though, they just make me want to jump.
like
I just want
dance.
to jump up and down.
Yeah, yeah. Eminem.
God.
Yes, exactly. My Eminem just makes me, want to throw the weight through the window,
Mhm.
to be quite honest with you. I mean, I could sling that
That's-
dumbbell through the wall.
Yeah, she could.
Yeah, he
She
gets me
would.
going.
Whose turn is it?
Yours.
Oh, well, this kind of goes into that. What song will you never forget the lyrics to?
Ooh. Well, I never forget the lyrics to. I don't know, because I feel like I always think of like a lot of older songs that we used to listen to. You know what? I think a song that I will never forget the lyrics to is "Devil Went Down to Georgia."
Oh my gosh, that was exactly what I was saying. That was mine. I thought you were going to say Rap God, and mine was Devil Went Down to Georgia.
No, I would say "Devil Went Down to Georgia" because I know a lot of parts of Rap God, but there's like the I don't know that.
That's so funny. That's what I was going to say.
Yeah, girl,
That
I'm
was my
telling you,
song.
"Devil Went Down to Georgia."
Yes, he was looking for a soul to steal.
Bad.
Yes, that's a good song.
Yes, I don't think I'll ever forget that. What is the most creative insult that you can think of?
What?
What is the most creative insult?
What do you mean? Like the most clever way that someone's ever insulted me?
No, like, what is the most polite way to insult somebody? Like, instead of just flat out saying. I saw a TikTok and I'm so mad. I wish I could remember it, but she was talking about how at work, like, professional responses to say to stuff.
Well, I feel like that's just being passive.
It is. But she was like, you know, like how would you say to somebody that always asks you for help or always asks you to do something or whatever. Oh no, she was like, what would you say to somebody who like texts or calls you after work? Like after you're off and they're asking you like, hey, can you do this? Hey, can you do that?
Yeah,
she was like, you could text them back and be like, my work day ends at 5, but I will be happy to fulfill your request in the morning at 8 a.m. And I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, see, I can just sense the
and then another one that I always think of that Luke says all the time is kind of like the mess around and find out, you know, that's all over the place.
Yeah.
You, instead of saying that, you could say, you can test that assumption at your earliest convenience.
That's a Luke response.
You can test that assumption at your earliest convenience.
Response.
I was like, that's so good though.
Yeah. I don't know what I would.
You don't know because you're not a passive person.
No, I'm not.
That's boring. Whatever.
Well, wasn't one of my gifts that God gave me. Okay. What is the worst fashion decision you have ever made?
Gauchos.
Oh, I loved gauchos.
Gauchos and the Steve Madden.
The chunk.
Yep.
The black.
Yep. With my bubble gum
strap.
Yep. With the monkey. Limited 2.
Oh.
Was that what that was? Limited 2. Yeah.
Maybe.
With the bubble gum.
Yeah, it was called something. I can't remember the name of it, but yeah. Man, gauchos were the thing, though.
But it's like the long pants gauchos that you wore that look like a kilt.
I was styling and profiling in those hallways of Alvaton.
Were okay, but I had the ones that hit me right in the middle of the shin.
Yeah.
And would wear them sometimes with my tennis shoes if I was feeling frisky. You know.
That was just the end thing,
just
though.
some nice breathable pants.
When... Maybe I don't remember. I know I had them. The plaid Bermuda shorts, like the patchy plaid.
I had the pink ones.
Oh, I was rocking them.
I would rock those
suckers.
that came down to the knee. Yep, I would rock those with my bubblegum shirt and my New Balances.
Yeah. Oh, we had us a fresh pair of newbies.
Literally,
every school year.
That's just like a perfect example of what goes around comes around because New Balances are so in right now. Every year I got a new pair of shoes.
That was
I got 2 new pairs of two new pairs of shoes for school every year. And I would get a gray pair of New Balances. And get this. A pair of Birkenstocks.
Oh, yeah. You did like the Birks. I never wore Birks.
Oh, I did.
I tried to wear like the clog ones because I remember this girl in middle school.
That's what I wore.
She would always wear those with her like yoga pants. And I was like, oh my gosh, she looks so cute. And then when I would wear it, they just weren't. They weren't Birkin for me.
Yeah, they weren't Birkin.
They weren't Birkin for me.
No, I wore Birks and New Balance. So technically, you're welcome for setting that trend in 3rd grade.
Coming back.
Yep. Okay. Are you afraid of staying home alone?
Not now.
Without your kids?
No. Not now.
Why?
I don't know.
Because you just feel so confident.
Feels peaceful.
You feel so confident in your
in my
marksmanship.
Yeah, I do. I do actually.
Oh, do
I
ya?
do. Yeah. Ain't no intruder want to come in my house.
I stayed.
I had one mishap.
No. I stayed with Raley one night a couple years ago when Clay was out of town.
Before I had children.
Yes. So I stayed with Raley and we were in her bedroom and she had a bathroom in her bedroom and I went in the bathroom to pee and I was going to watch a Snapchat story and my phone was still connected to the Bluetooth speaker in the living room because we were bumping before bed.
That was when we were on our JB
yeah.
holiday.
Drummer boy.
Yes.
So I had that hooked up and I played a Snapchat story and so you could hear it in the living room and I looked over
the living room
and Rayleigh had her pistol out of her nightstand and was like, what was that? And I was like, You
Okay,
idiot.
first of all, I was just checking everything to make sure she was
that she was locked and loaded.
loaded before I laid my little head down that night. And I wish I had someone there to testify. I did not put the bullets in that thing. I can barely load that thing straight. The bullets were in that sucker backwards. That was not me. That was Clay. I know it was because I have a hard time putting them in there correctly.
So just know, intruders, once she unloads that clip, you're good. Because she can't get it back.
I can't get it back. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, but not now. No, I'm not afraid of that now.
I am. It just freaks me. I freak myself out.
Well, if I like lay and think about, but I keep the TV on, which I'm never at home by myself.
No,
but-
I think why I'm still to this day so scared of staying home alone.
Oh, I know which story you're gonna
Yes.
tell. You better hurry up. Though, 'cause
I
we're
know.
out of time.
Stayed at my dad's a few years ago by myself, and he was in a bi-level house.
That's not what I was thinking. I was thinking.
Oh my
about-
gosh! Okay, I've got two. No wonder I'm traumatized. No wonder.
I know. You have a reason to
Yes,
be.
no wonder I'm so scared. Okay, well let's go in chronological order. So we lived
Hurry, make it fast.
with we lived in like a big 3-story house, okay, and mine and my stepsister's room at the time were upstairs, and it was like a huge bonus room that we'd made into a bedroom. So I was there by myself, this huge house, okay.
And my room was
direct-
upstairs across.
Literally, you would come up the stairs and go to the right, like it was like
There
a
was the
5-foot
room.
hallway. Like
Yeah.
to the right was our room, and to the left was Rayleigh's, and that was all that was upstairs. So I was up there, and I heard the garage door open, and I was like, okay, well somebody must be home. You know, whatever, no big deal. There was like 8 of us
Yeah.
that lived in the house. So I was like, okay, no big deal, somebody's home. And I never heard the garage door open, like nothing. Never heard any footsteps, never heard anybody talking. So I was like, well, that's weird. So I went and looked out our window because the window overlooked the driveway. So I went and looked out the window and there was no cars. And I was like, okay, well, that's weird.
I know. I heard that
Yeah,
door
I was
open.
like, I know I heard the garage door open. So I was like, okay, well, that's weird. So I sat up there, whatever. And I kept waiting to hear anything. And I was like, nobody's talking. Nobody, like, because usually when you come in, oh, hey, blah, 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 somebody's talking, saying something. So I was like, okay, well, that was kind of weird. Then I heard the door to the garage, the beep, beep, beep. And I was like, okay, somebody's in the house.
It's
Somebody's
real.
here.
Somebody's
here.
here.
And I was like, oh my gosh. And so keep in mind, upstairs, there is no way, like you have to go downstairs.
Yeah, there was
to
no
get out.
exit unless you
No.
were taking the roof.
And when you come downstairs, you came out into the dining room, which was connected to the living room and the kitchen. So, and then
So you either could have bolted out the front door straight out the steps pretty much, or you had to go through
the house.
somewhere to get out the garage.
So I was sitting up there and I was like, okay, there's definitely somebody in here. So then I started hearing footsteps downstairs and I was like, still nobody said a word. Like it's dead silent in this house. All I hear is footsteps. And I was like, and it was dark out. I was like, oh my gosh, okay, like there's somebody here. So I like quietly, because you could hear everything
Yeah.
from downstairs. Like if I was walking up there, you could hear it. So I like quickly tiptoed across the room going to the door because I was like, I'm going to go downstairs. And then the stairs coming up were wooden and they were like hollow.
so loud, like
boom,
clanking steps.
boom.
Like
And I was like, oh my gosh.
but
So-
you get
So I ran across the room because I had my mind. I was like, okay, I'm going to bolt downstairs and outside. So I ran across the room and then I started hearing footsteps coming up the stairs. And I was like,
and
like,
it
what
was
is
so
this?
loud though. It sounded like
boots.
like
It did. It sounded like
big-
boots. So I was like, oh my gosh. So we had a dresser right next to our door. So I ran around the dresser and like crouched down next to it. And my phone was on my bed all the way across the room. Keep in mind, this room was huge, all the way across the room. So I was like, there's no way I can run and get my phone
and we-
without them
yeah,
hearing
them
me.
knowing.
And I was like, and once they come in here, there is no way for me to get out. So then I was racking my brain. I was like, okay, because we had an attic connected to our room, which was kind of technically our closet, but it had the open where I could like crawl out onto the beams of the house. And so I was like, oh my gosh, okay, maybe that's what I need to
Ray
do.
could just be hanging.
Literally, maybe that's what I need to do. So I stood up to go and run and get my phone. And as soon as I stood up, because they came up the stairs and went into Rayleigh's room. And I was like, oh shoot, okay.
Because
And it
the
sounded like they were going through jewelry, like the clinking and I was like, we are getting robbed right now. And so I stood up to go run and get my phone. And about the time I stood up, I heard him on the wood again because our rooms were carpet. I heard him on the wood in the hallway. And I was like, so I crouched back down. And here came Raley walking through the room. And I was like, I stood up and I was like, you just, and she was like, you scared me. And I was like, no.
I was like, you have no idea what I just went
literally scared to death. So that traumatized me. And then a few years ago, so fast forward, probably 6-7 years, a few years ago, my dad was out of town and he asked me to go stay at his house. So I did. And he was in a bi-level house on about 7 acres. And I was there by myself one night and I was in my room and I had the door shut and he's got 2 dogs. And so I was trying to go to sleep. And like when you fall asleep and have those dreams where you don't know if it's a dream or you don't, like you still feel awake. Yes.
Yeah.
That's what I did. So I was laying there and I could have swore that I heard somebody yell, "Hey!" And so my eyes like shot open, but I was like, I don't know if I was asleep or because I don't feel like I've been asleep. I don't know if I was asleep just then or not, whatever. So I started freaking out and I was like, okay, like I could not get that out of my head. So I got up and I went to the bathroom and I could hear water running somewhere. And I was like, that's like, I could hear it in the pipes. I was like, that is so weird because I looked and the toilet, there was nothing, like the toilet wasn't running, the sink wasn't on, there was no laundry going, nothing. And I was like, there's water running somewhere in this house. And just recently, like just before this, I had read a Facebook post about how people will lure you out of your house, like what they will do to lure you out of your house.
To kidnap you.
Yes. So keep in mind, it's dark. I'm there by myself. And so I was like, there is water running somewhere. And so I called my dad and I was like, I hear water running, like not actively, but I can hear, like, what it sounds like in the pipes. And I was like, I can hear water running. And he was like, well, go like check the washer, check and just make sure there's nothing on, like a sink's not running. So I went and checked everything and there was nothing running. And my dad's bathroom was downstairs. So I went downstairs and out his bathroom window was like under the porch. And that's where the water hose was. And so I went out there, or I went to the bathroom, and I like kind of stuck my head up to the window, or like to the wall, under the window, of course. And I heard...
Taking no chances.
Yeah, I heard, because that was like eye level. Like it was on the ground. I heard the water hose running. And I was like, oh, no.
Here I go.
Literally, because that was one of the things that they would do. They would turn your water hose on to get you to come outside and turn it off. And I was like, oh, no. You're not
I know what this is.
Yeah, I was like, no. So I was like, oh boy. Okay. So I went to my dad's room to get his pistol. It was gone. And I was like, oh boy. I was like, okay.
I don't blame you for being terrified to stay by yourself.
I was like, it is always next to his bed in his drawer. And I was like, it's not there. It's gone.
That's gone.
And I didn't have the key to the safe. So I was like, okay. So I went and grabbed a baseball bat. And I called Luke. He was my boyfriend at the time. And I was like, listen, I need you to get over here. Because when I walked downstairs, both of the dogs, their kennel doors were open. But they were both laying in their kennels and looked petrified. Like ears laid back, eyes wide open. And just looked like something was off.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, that's not normal because they're usually up. And like whenever you come downstairs, they usually come and
get
greet
excited.
You. No, neither one of them got out of their kennels. And I was like, okay, yeah, this is it. Somebody is either in here or outside. And so I didn't know what to do. So like I said, I went and grabbed a baseball bat, called Luke, and I was standing upstairs. And like I said, it was a bi-level house. So this front door, there was a set of stairs going up and a set of stairs going down right at the front door. And upstairs and to the left was the hallway where the bedrooms were. So I stood in the hallway with that baseball bat and my back to that wall because I was like, at this angle I can see I can see all angles of myself. I've got my back to a wall. If somebody's over here, I can see them. If somebody's over here, I can see them. I was like, so
if somebody's in the front yard, I can see out the big window.
Literally, I was like, I'm going to stand right here so I can make sure that nobody's going to get me from behind. And finally, Luke got there, and he walked around with his gun, and he was like, I don't see anybody. Like, there's nobody here. He's like, the water hose is on. And I was like, So I left.
Yeah, I know.
I left. I went to my mom's.
Okay, wait, and again, Dad, you called Dad, and he
Yes.
was like, "Go outside
was
and
like,
turn the water hose off, Reagan."
Yeah, he was like, just go outside and turn it off. And I was like, no, sir. No, sir.
He was like,
no.
"Well, you can't leave my water running."
Yeah. And I was like,
Dad
Greg,
was more worried about his water bill.
yeah. I was like, what is more important here, your daughter or the water bill? Let's
Well,
just, yeah.
we
And he was
figured
like,
out
there ain't nobody out there. And I was like, then tell me how that got turned
how
on.
to turn on.
He was like, somebody just probably forgot to turn it on. I was like, I don't care. I'm not chancing it. Because then when I called him and I was like, where is your gun? And he was like, oh, I got it with me. I was like, oh, do ya? Do ya?
That's great.
And I was like, okay, well, I'm freaking out. Like, there's something going on. And he was like, well, I've got one outside in my truck. Just run out there and grab it. I said, no, sir. That's what they want.
Dad was just trying to off you
Literally.
that
I was like, that's what they want. They want me outside. I was like, I'm not running out there. No, sir. I was like, because they'll cut me off as soon as I get out that door. I was like, absolutely not. So ended up, all was okay. The water hose had actually busted. But still, it was
to
on.
find out, yeah.
But, so yeah, I'm a little terrified to stay by myself.
Well, I won't disagree with you.
Yeah.
I mean, still, now I hope nobody comes trying to come up in my house at night, because I will ask no questions. I will pop a cap. And I will.
And ask the Lord for forgiveness.
Later. So do not try to scare me, because I will take zero chances.
We do not mess around.
No.
But, well, that was just some fun questions to get to know us a little bit. We're super excited to start this journey with y'all. We're just having a lot of fun with it. So
Yeah.
I guess we'll see what happens next time. Do you want to say a quick prayer?
Yep.
Okay.
You can do it this time.
Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for this day. Thank you for friends and family, and thank you for everybody watching this. Thank you for the opportunity to do this podcast and to reach the right people. We just want to make people laugh and have a good time and still just spread your love and your word. So I just pray that you be with every single person watching this podcast. I just pray that you bring peace over them and just joy and love for this life that you've given us. Father, be with us as we finish out this week and finish out this day. I thank you and I love you. It's in Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen.
Guys,
Good
just
prayer.
thanks.
That
Thank
was
you.
so good.
Thank you. Well, guys, that's it for this one. We can't wait to see y'all next week.
Yep.
And just always remember, Jesus
Jesus
loves
loves
you.